Welcome back to our channel named Top Lincoln Currency, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins. Today, we're talking about a coin that's small in size but potentially huge in value, the 1981 United States Lincoln 1-cent coin. You might be wondering, how could a penny, a coin you might find between your couch cushions, be worth thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars? Stick around, and you'll find out how this humble 1-cent coin has become a hidden gem in the world of numismatics. The Lincoln penny, or Lincoln cent, is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, this was the first American coin to feature a president's portrait. At a time when many coins had allegorical figures, the Lincoln penny was groundbreaking. By 1981, the Lincoln penny had been through many variations and adjustments, but it was still made mostly of copper. This particular year is special because it was the last year the Lincoln cents were produced with a high copper content. In 1982, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-plated zinc composition due to the rising cost of copper. Now, let's dive into the specific details of the 1981 Lincoln penny. This coin was produced in two major mints, Philadelphia and Denver. You'll find either no mint mark, which means it was minted in Philadelphia, or a D mint mark, showing it was produced in Denver. Together, the two mints produced over 13 billion Lincoln cents that year, making the 1981 penny very common overall. But here's where it gets interesting. Even though billions of these coins were made, collectors are always looking for those rare variations, including mint errors. Coins with double dies, off-center strikes, or other unusual characteristics can turn a regular penny into a small fortune. Now, let's get to what everyone wants to know: why are some of these coins worth thousands of dollars? Let's break it down. First, copper. Each 1981 penny contains about 3.11 grams of 95% copper, which, as we mentioned, was the standard before the shift to copper-plated zinc in 1982. As copper prices rise, so does the base value of these coins. However, the real value comes not just from the metal but from the coin's rarity and condition. Grading is everything when it comes to coins. Most 1981 pennies you'll find are circulated and show signs of wear. However, if you find an uncirculated 1981 penny in near-perfect condition, it could be worth much more. High-grade 1981 pennies that receive a top rating of MS 67 or higher can fetch significant sums. Imagine finding a penny that looks like it just came out of the mint, with no scratches or signs of wear. It could easily be worth over $1,000. And, if you have an extremely rare variety or an error coin, you're looking at even more. In fact, the most sought-after 1981 pennies, especially those with verified mint errors, can reach values as high as $96,000. Isn't that incredible? Let's talk about the specific mint errors you should keep an eye out for on your 1981 penny. Some of the rare errors include the following. This is when certain features on the coin, like Lincoln's profile or the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," appear slightly doubled. It's subtle but can be very valuable. These are coins that were struck slightly off-center, meaning part of the design is missing. The more off-center, the rarer, and typically, the more valuable. If you see unusual lines, bumps, or textures on your coin, it might have a die crack or die break. These can increase the coin's value due to the uniqueness of the flaw. So, let's say you find a 1981 penny in your collection or pocket change. What should you do next? First, get a magnifying glass and look closely at the coin's features, especially around the text and Lincoln's profile. Are there any doubled areas? Off-center details? Look for the mint mark to confirm if it's a Philadelphia or Denver coin. You could even weigh it to verify its authenticity as a 3.11 gram copper penny. If you think you have a high-grade or error coin, it's worth sending it to a professional coin grading service. This will not only confirm its authenticity but also boost its market value. Store your penny in a protective holder or sleeve to prevent damage. The better the condition, the higher the potential price. As we wrap up, remember this: not all pennies are created equal. The 1981 Lincoln cent is a reminder that valuable treasures can be hiding in plain sight. Who knows, your spare change could be worth thousands, maybe even close to $96,000. So, don't just overlook that pocket change. Take a closer look, because you might just find a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with other collectors or anyone who loves a good treasure hunt. Until next time, happy hunting. This script keeps your viewers engaged while sharing the valuable insights and history of the 1981 Lincoln cent coin, emphasizing its potential worth of up to $96,000. Good luck, and happy filming. Today, we're diving into the world of the 1980 Lincoln penny, a coin that many overlook but some lucky collectors treasure. Believe it or not, certain rare versions of this penny can fetch up to a jaw-dropping $95,000. In this video, we're exploring one of America's most famous and fascinating coins, the 1980 1-cent penny. We'll cover everything: its origin, history, features, and, of course, the massive price some collectors are willing to pay. So stick around to find out if you might have a fortune sitting right at home. To understand why the 1980 penny is special, let's go back in time to the origins of the Lincoln penny itself. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this penny was the first American coin to feature a president's face. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent replaced the Indian head penny, and from the start, it held a place in the hearts of Americans. For over 100 years, the Lincoln penny has seen multiple design changes, but the portrait of Lincoln has remained constant. By 1980, however, a subtle difference had emerged, thanks to the Denver Mint, where these coins were made. Now, let's talk about the 1980 penny. D here stands for Denver, which means this coin was minted at the Denver Mint. Over 5 billion of these pennies were produced in 1980, which makes it seem like a common coin. But as with many collectibles, certain minting errors and conditions make some versions of this coin incredibly valuable. The 1980 Lincoln penny is composed primarily of copper, with a small amount of zinc added in. But the real reason for its worth isn't just its composition, it's all about rarity and demand. Many of these pennies were lost to circulation, while others were preserved but may have small errors or pristine conditions that make them appealing to collectors. What makes some 1980 pennies worth big bucks? That's right, rare errors and variations. Let's take a look at some of these. One common error to look out for on the 1980 penny is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice, causing a slight overlap of letters, numbers, or even Lincoln's profile. These errors are highly prized by collectors and can significantly increase a penny's value. Imagine a small detail, like doubling on the date or the words, "In God We Trust." Collectors go wild for these mistakes. Another thing to watch for is a particularly sharp or deep strike. These coins, known as proof-like or high-quality strikes, are often clearer and shinier. While these aren't technically errors, they're rare enough to be valuable. Now for the big question: what's a 1980 penny worth today? Most 1980 pennies in circulation are worth about a penny, maybe a few cents more if they're in good condition. But some of these coins, if found in pristine, uncirculated condition or with specific errors, can be worth significantly more. For instance, if your 1980 penny has that rare double die error, it could fetch hundreds to even thousands of dollars. And if you find one with a perfect, shiny, uncirculated surface and it's graded by professionals as mint state 67 or higher, you're looking at a hefty sum. In fact, one such penny fetched an incredible $95,000 at auction. That's right. You could be sitting on $95,000 with the right penny. Even without errors, a high-grade, uncirculated 1980 penny can still be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars to collectors who prize its mint condition. The condition of a coin is crucial to its value. Coins are graded on a scale of 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating a better state. For a 1980 D penny, most that are heavily circulated are graded far lower on this scale and might only be worth their face value. But if you're lucky enough to have a coin graded at mint state 65, 66, or even the elusive 67, then you're looking at a potentially valuable find. A top-rated penny can look almost brand new, with sharp details, no scratches, and a beautiful red luster. That's the kind of penny collectors want and are willing to pay big money for. Wondering how to find out if your 1980 D penny is valuable? Here are some quick tips. First, take a close look at the coin under bright light or a magnifying glass. Look for signs of doubling, particularly on the date, letters, or Lincoln's profile. If you spot any irregularities, you may have a valuable error coin. If you think you've got a valuable penny, consider getting it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC are highly respected and can give you an official grading, which is essential if you're looking to sell to serious collectors. Lincoln pennies remain one of the most popular coins among collectors. With millions of collectors worldwide, demand for unique and high-quality coins never fades. And with so many searching for rare or high-grade coins, prices can skyrocket. So, if you're lucky enough to own a rare 1980 D penny, you could have an incredibly valuable coin on your hands. Even pennies without errors but in great condition have become sought-after collectibles. So, the next time you come across a penny, don't dismiss it. That 1980 D Lincoln penny might just be a hidden gem, possibly worth a life-changing amount. Check your piggy banks, your old coin jars, anywhere a forgotten penny might be hiding. Thanks for joining us on this coin collecting journey. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more exciting coin discoveries. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next video on valuable treasures that could be right under your nose. Happy hunting, everyone, and who knows, your next penny find might just be worth thousands of dollars. Until next time, keep collecting, and we'll see you soon. Today, we're diving deep into the world of US coinage with a focus on a very special penny that might just be hiding in your pocket or coin jar. That's right, we're talking about the 1979 United States 1-cent coin. Could this humble penny hold the key to a big payday? You'd be surprised. So, let's break down the history, the fascinating details, and, of course, the current market value. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this small coin could be worth a whopping $94,000 or more. Before we get into the money talk, let's rewind a bit. The Lincoln cent has a long history, tracing back to 1909 when it first hit circulation, celebrating Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. President Theodore Roosevelt initiated the change from the Indian head design to Lincoln's portrait, wanting to honor one of America's most revered figures. This also marked the first time a U.S. president was featured on an American coin. Now, fast forward to 1979, and we have the version of the penny that we see today. While the Lincoln Memorial reverse had already been established in 1959, pennies from 1979 are especially interesting. Why? Because during the late 70s, the U.S. Mint was under a lot of pressure due to inflation, which actually impacted the materials used in pennies and other coins. In 1979, pennies were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. This copper composition is significant because copper was becoming more expensive, and in 1982, the mint would actually shift to cheaper zinc with just a copper coating. So, 1979 pennies were some of the last, full copper, coins, which adds a bit of collectible value today. Let's look at the physical details of the 1979 Lincoln penny. If you have one on hand, you'll see the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln facing right on the obverse, front, side. Above him, the word Liberty is prominently inscribed, a symbol of American ideals. To his right is the year 1979, and just below it, you might see a tiny letter, either D or no mint mark at all. The D stands for Denver, where many pennies were minted, while no mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia. Moving to the reverse side, you'll notice the famous Lincoln Memorial, a nod to Lincoln's legacy and symbolic presence in Washington, D.C. Above it, we have United States of America, and below, 1 cent, tucked in smaller letters above the memorial are the Latin words e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. There are also some rare varieties of this coin. For example, some pennies were struck slightly off-center or have what's called a double die error, where parts of the text appear doubled. These variations are highly sought after by collectors and can drive the value up. Alright, so now for the big question, why would a 1979 penny be worth more than its face value? It's simple. Collectors love uniqueness. Whether it's an error, a unique mint condition, or even high-quality copper, pennies from 1979 are highly valued for their historical and aesthetic appeal. For a standard circulated 1979 penny, its value might only be a few cents to a couple of dollars if it's in decent condition. However, mint condition pennies, graded MS 65 or higher by the PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, can fetch significantly higher prices. But here's where it gets interesting: pennies with unique errors, like the double die obverse, DDO, or off-center strikes, can be worth hundreds, even thousands, of dollars. If you're holding a 1979 Lincoln penny with a significant error, you might be looking at a collector's dream, easily reaching prices up to $94,000. In particular, pennies from 1979 with a strong double die or other significant minting errors have reached incredible auction values. Now, let's talk about those rare, valuable errors. The first one to look for is the double die obverse. This is where you'll see a doubling effect on the date, the word Liberty, or even the lettering around the coin. A double die obverse in top-notch condition could fetch anywhere between $50 to $1,000, depending on the severity of the error. Another error is the off-center strike. When the coin is struck off-center, a portion of the design is cut off, creating a unique look. Depending on how off-center it is and the condition, these errors can be valued from $100 to over $5,000. Lastly, there's the broad strike error. This error happens when a coin is struck without the retaining collar, which keeps the edges contained during the minting process. Without this collar, the coin spreads out, creating a larger than normal size. This broad strike error can easily fetch $50 to $500 depending on the quality. Now let's break down some recent auction sales. Just last year, a pristine 1979 penny with a strong double die error went for an impressive $94,000 at auction. In mint condition, these pennies are not just a fun collectible but a serious investment. If you're looking to sell, consider getting your coin professionally graded by organizations like PCGS or NGC, which can officially rate your coin's condition. High-grade coins that avoid wear, scratches, or discoloration will always be worth more. To give you an idea, here's a range of what you could expect for your 1979 penny. If you're interested in coin collecting or want to dig through your change jar for treasures, here are a few tips. First, always handle your coins carefully. Use gloves if possible to avoid oils from your fingers damaging the metal. Store them in a dry, cool place, preferably in coin holders or capsules that protect against scratches and environmental damage. Also, remember that grading your coins with a trusted grading service can help you get a better sense of their true worth. And if you've got a 1979 penny that looks interesting, do some research or reach out to a coin expert. Who knows? That humble penny could be worth a small fortune. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of the 1979 United States 1-cent coin. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you enjoyed this video and want to see more about valuable coins you might have lying around. And let us know in the comments, have you found any rare pennies in your collection? Until next time, happy collecting. This script captures history, physical details, valuation, and collector tips, which should keep viewers engaged and excited about the potential value of the 1979 penny. Today, we're taking a deep look at the 1976 Lincoln cent, the 1-cent piece from the United States that might just be worth much more than you'd expect. Some of these coins have been sold for incredible prices, with one recently going for as high as $93,000. So, let's dig into the history, the design, and what makes some of these 1976 pennies so valuable. First, let's set the stage. It's 1976, a year of celebrations and changes in the United States. America was in the midst of its bicentennial, marking 200 years of independence. The entire country was caught up in patriotism, and special commemorative coins, like the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar, were released that year. But the humble penny didn't receive a commemorative design, and instead, it retained the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln. Now, let's talk about the design of the 1976 Lincoln penny, crafted by Victor David Brenner. This design was first introduced back in 1909, marking the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse side features the iconic profile of Lincoln, and the reverse side displays the Lincoln Memorial, which had been in use on pennies since 1959. This design continued to honor the 16th president, linking it back to Lincoln's legacy and America's sense of history during the bicentennial. Most 1976 Lincoln pennies are common, with millions produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. However, specific versions of this coin can be worth far more than just 1 cent. So, what exactly makes a 1976 penny worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars? The value of some 1976 pennies skyrockets due to errors. Coin collectors, known as numismatists, are on the lookout for minting errors like double dies, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets. These errors occur during the production process and are quite rare. In the case of the 1976 penny, some valuable errors include the double die on the obverse, where you might see Lincoln's profile or the inscriptions slightly doubled. These errors can increase a penny's value to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Next, we have condition and grading. Coin grading is crucial in determining a coin's value. If a coin is in pristine condition, what we call mint state, especially MS-65 or higher, it can be worth significantly more than a regular circulated coin. Some 1976 pennies in near-perfect condition have fetched prices over $1,000 at auction. Another factor is the mint mark. In 1976, Lincoln pennies were produced at both the Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D, mints. Generally, Denver pennies are slightly more common, but coins from either mint in high-grade conditions or with errors can be very valuable. Additionally, if you have a 1976 penny with a proof finish, typically made for collectors, that can add even more value. So, what is the real value of a 1976 penny today? For a standard circulated penny without any special errors, you're looking at face value or maybe a few cents if it's in decent condition. However, high-grade 1976 pennies, those in MS-65 or better, can fetch anywhere from $10 to $20 for regular coins. But here's where it gets interesting. In 2022, a 1976 Lincoln penny sold at auction for an astounding $93,000. Yes, you heard that right, a 1-cent coin fetching nearly $100,000. This penny was unique, featuring a rare mint error combined with an impeccable grade of MS-67 plus or higher. Such sales are rare, but they show how valuable these coins can be under the right circumstances. At this point, you might be wondering, do I have a 1976 penny worth thousands? Here's what to look for if you want to find a valuable coin in your collection or spare change. Look closely at the coin under magnification. Check for any doubling on letters or numbers, or any signs of unusual wear that could indicate a mint error. If your coin looks nearly uncirculated, you may want to have it graded by a professional. Higher grades will generally mean higher values. A penny from either Philadelphia or Denver can be valuable, but check if the coin has any special features or a proof finish. If you believe you have a rare or valuable penny, getting it professionally appraised can help you determine its true market value. So there you have it, the story behind the 1976 Lincoln penny and why it's one of the most interesting coins for collectors today. Whether it's due to a rare error, a high grade, or a special bicentennial history, these coins hold a unique place in U.S. coinage. Who knows? You might just have a fortune waiting in your pocket change. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to learn more about hidden treasures in the coin world. And remember to check your coins, you might just find the next big collectible. Until next time, happy hunting. Today, we dive into the fascinating history, value, and hidden worth of this seemingly ordinary coin. The Lincoln penny, also known as the 1-cent coin, has a rich history. First minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, this penny has been an American staple for over a century. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, the Lincoln penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a president's face. The reverse side originally featured wheat stalks, earning it the nickname Wheat Penny. But in 1959, on Lincoln's 150th birthday, the reverse design changed to the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing unity and remembrance. By 1975, the Lincoln penny had already undergone several design and composition changes, but it was still being produced in the hundreds of millions. The 1975 Lincoln penny might not seem unusual at first glance, but don't be fooled, certain rare variations and minting errors have made some of these pennies incredibly valuable today. Now, let's break down the details of the 1975 Lincoln penny. This coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams. The obverse side displays Lincoln's profile, along with the words, "In God We Trust," above his head and the year, 1975, to the right. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial with the phrase, "E pluribus unum" and "United States of America." You'll also notice a small letter beneath the date if you look closely. This letter, known as the mint mark, indicates where the coin was minted. For 1975, the Lincoln penny was minted in two locations, Philadelphia and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, while those from San Francisco bear an S. Although Denver usually mints pennies with a D mark, there were number 1975 Lincoln pennies minted in Denver. So, what makes a 1975 penny potentially worth a small fortune? The value lies in several factors, including minting errors, rarity, and condition. For example, certain errors like off-center strikes or double die obverse, where details appear doubled due to a die misalignment, make these coins especially valuable. Additionally, finding a 1975 Lincoln penny in mint state condition, meaning it's as pristine as the day it was minted, is extremely rare due to the high circulation of these pennies. The fewer blemishes, scratches, or signs of wear, the more valuable the coin. Let's talk money. Most 1975 pennies in circulated condition are worth just their face value, 1 cent. However, coins in mint state condition are in high demand among collectors, and prices can range anywhere from 30 cents to $15 depending on their grade. But here's where it gets exciting. Certain 1975 Lincoln pennies with unique mint errors or in an MS-67 grade, one of the highest grades a coin can achieve, have fetched prices as high as $92,000. Now, you might be wondering, what does it take for a penny to reach this $92,000 price point? Let's break down these key factors. First is condition or grade. Grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, assign grades from 1 to 70, with a 70 being a flawless coin. Coins graded MS-67, mint state 67, are exceptionally rare for pennies, especially older ones like the 1975 issue. Even minor imperfections can lower the value, so MS-67 pennies are highly prized. Then, we have minting errors, such as double die obverse, where details appear doubled. These errors aren't just interesting, they can make a coin highly collectible and valuable. In fact, some auctions have seen prices soar for these rare, error-free coins. For instance, a pristine MS-67 example of a 1975 Lincoln penny sold for nearly $92,000 due to its high grade and rarity. These high sales are often driven by collectors eager to complete high-grade sets or find rare errors. Ready to check your spare change? Here's how to tell if your 1975 penny might be worth more than a cent. First, examine its condition. Is the penny shiny, free of scratches, or even close to mint condition. Next, look for any unusual marks or doubling that could indicate an error. Finally, check for a professional appraisal or grading if you think your coin has potential. While grading can cost between $20 and $50, it's worth it for coins with higher value. Companies like PCGS and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, are trusted services that offer official grades. Once graded, these coins can be more easily sold at their true value. The 1975 Lincoln penny isn't just any penny. Its value, both historical and monetary, reminds us of the enduring impact of American coinage. From the legacy of Abraham Lincoln to the beauty of rare coins, every penny has a story, and some could even lead you to unexpected fortune. So, before you toss that penny aside, take a closer look. You might just hold a piece of history, and possibly thousands of dollars, in the palm of your hand. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the fascinating world of coins, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss our next video, where we uncover more coins that could make you rich. See you next time. This script should keep your audience engaged while providing valuable insights into the 1975 Lincoln penny's worth, history, and how to identify valuable variations. Good luck with your video. Today, we're exploring a fascinating piece of American coinage, the 1974 U.S. 1-cent coin. This coin, though seemingly ordinary, holds a unique spot in U.S. numismatic history. By the end of this video, you'll know why this small cent could be worth far more than its face value, with certain versions valued as high as $91,000. So, grab your magnifying glasses, and let's dive into the fascinating world of the 1974 penny. First, let's rewind a bit and look at the history of this iconic coin. Since 1909, the U.S. 1-cent coin has featured the profile of President Abraham Lincoln, commemorating the centennial of his birth. The Lincoln penny has become one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage. But the 1974 penny, in particular, stands out because of the era's unique economic and experimental circumstances. The early 1970s were a time of economic fluctuation, with the U.S. dealing with high inflation and rising costs of materials. Copper prices were climbing, putting a strain on the U.S. Mint's budget for producing pennies. At one point, the cost of producing a single penny almost exceeded its face value. In response, the U.S. Mint decided to experiment with different materials to produce the 1-cent coin more affordably. Now, here's where things get interesting. In 1974, the U.S. Mint created experimental versions of the 1-cent coin using aluminum instead of the traditional copper. Approximately 1.5 million aluminum pennies were minted and distributed for testing. The goal was to see if these lighter and less expensive aluminum pennies could replace copper. However, there was resistance from vending machine companies and medical professionals, who worried that aluminum pennies might interfere with X-rays. Ultimately, the U.S. Mint decided not to release the aluminum pennies, and almost all of them were recalled and melted down. Yet, a few of these experimental aluminum coins survived and have become legendary among collectors. Today, a genuine 1974 aluminum penny can fetch a staggering $91,000 or more at auction. So, you may be wondering, what about the regular 1974 penny? Most of the 1974 pennies in circulation are standard copper alloy pennies, weighing 3.11 grams. While these copper coins are common, they can still have value to collectors, especially in high grades or if they have any unique characteristics. The 1974 penny comes in a few varieties. You'll find it with no mint mark, produced in Philadelphia, or with a D mint mark from the Denver Mint. These are both standard, but the real money makers in the 1974 series are the error coins. One type of error to look out for is the double die. This error occurs when the coin's design is accidentally imprinted twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect, especially on the lettering and date. These double die errors can make the coin much more valuable, fetching anywhere from hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on the clarity of the error and the coin's condition. Condition is another crucial factor for collectors. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS, 70. A 1974 penny in regular circulated condition may only be worth its face value or slightly more. However, a 1974 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS 67 or higher, can fetch anywhere from $50 to $200. If you find a 1974 penny in excellent condition, it might be worth sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can make a significant difference in the coin's market value, and it assures buyers of its authenticity. Now, back to that rare aluminum penny. Despite the recall, a handful of these coins slipped through the cracks, and they are now considered some of the most coveted pieces in American numismatics. In fact, in 2014, one of these 1974 aluminum pennies was discovered and eventually auctioned. These pennies are so rare that their value is practically priceless, and they're known to sell for upwards of $91,000 or even more depending on collector interest. If you're ever lucky enough to come across an aluminum penny, you could be holding a small fortune. However, be cautious. Many counterfeit aluminum pennies exist, so it's essential to have the coin authenticated by a reputable grading service before assuming it's genuine. Let's talk about current value. For the standard 1974 copper penny, here's a general price range based on condition up to $200. The 1974 double die error pennies, however, can sell for significantly more, especially in mint condition. So, what should you do if you have a 1974 penny? Check for errors, consider the coin's condition, and always verify any aluminum finds with a professional. Even though the standard 1974 penny might not make you rich, the double dies and the aluminum versions can be worth a small fortune. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed learning about the potential hidden value in your spare change, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more coin collecting tips. Who knows? You might have a rare gem sitting in your pocket. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your coin collection bring you riches beyond your wildest dreams. This script should be engaging and informative for a YouTube audience, covering all aspects of the 1974 US penny's history, variance, value, and potential worth. Good luck with your video.